Hey, what up, guys and gals? Jesse here from Long Lost Robots. I'm so excited to be back here. I got a top 5 reasons not to get hardware. Why not to get into hardware? I know that's a little contradictory on my end because I have hardware everywhere, but as it comes to synthesizers and I'm not really talking about EQs and compression right now in this video, just all the fun toys like synthesizers, maybe drum machines, all that good stuff. Top 5 reasons not to get it. Well, one reason is the learning curve. Look at all the instruments that I have here. This is just the stuff that I use to make music, not the stuff that I have fun with, i.e. my little jam area. Model D, Selena, DeepMind 12, JU06A, SR16 drum machine, interface, patch bay, mixer, MPC1. Guys, you got to learn how to use all this stuff if you want to get it. Now, there are presets. Model D, no presets. Selena, no presets whatsoever. That's one thing I like about some of these other kind of pieces of hardware that I've been getting. They're very easy to use. The Turo, it's called the Toro, the Behringer Bass Toro that I want to get. Very simple to use, very easy, no menu diving. You can't save anything. You can't save anything on the Selena, but it's very simple to use. You go in there, mess around with it, play a little bit with it, and the sound's going to come out. The sound's going to come out. The Selena is one of a kind, by the way. Behringer Model D, same thing. You cannot save presets. Now, DeepMind 12, if you wanted to start going through presets, cool. Go through them, manipulate them, change them. It's all good. But if you think you're going to get all this hardware and you're not going to have to take the time to learn the hardware, well, you're probably just not going to get too far with it. I can tell you on my end, as somebody who has the hardware, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And when I don't use my DeepMind 12, as somebody who's still very new to synthesis, you can forget how to kind of use it or how to get the best sound out of it. And really, when you have the hardware, when you're spending all this money on the hardware, you're going to want to learn how to use it. That's the first one. 2, let's check it out. Space in the studio. Now, I just did a video, wasn't very popular, didn't get a lot of views, but go check it out. It's on cable management. I just uploaded it a couple of weeks ago. And you have to have the space, guys, in your studio to get all this hooked up. So you have to have a place for your synths or drum machines. You have to have a place for your interfaces and mixers, because if you start getting more than two or three really synths, you're going to need an interface. You're probably going to need a patch bay, right, to make things easy for you. And now the interface is just to have more than one input, and that makes the recording process easier. So if you have a 2-channel interface, it's all good. We can get around that. I'll talk about that later. But for the most part, you need space. You need table space or rack space. That's going to cost money as well. Or like a big desk. Like my brother had gave me this big desk like a few months ago and upgraded my studio like crazy. Love it. I'm going to keep it. Let's move on to number 3. Keep that in mind. Space, racks, possibly. Extra cost. So that's on the same. I'm going to have 2 of these actually. 2. So reason number 3 is cost. The cost on the hardware, I'm not going to lie, it's big. It's big. It comes with a price tag. Now, if you can afford it, excellent. If you're working to afford it, excellent. Bust your ass. Work hard. Go to work. Save your money. Get these pieces of gear. Keep your credit up. One way that I brought my credit up, guys, is through Sweetwater. And, my credit card's through Sweetwater and Guitar Center. I pay my stuff on time, 0% purchases, no 0% interest, right? And I'm able to pay my stuff off. I get the gear that I want. I pay it off, and my credit score goes up, and my life has changed for the better just off of music gear, buying musical gear. But the cost, guys, cables, cables and mixers. Let's get that in there into the equation. You are going to need a mixer, my friend. My friends, you're going to need probably a bigger interface to get your recordings done faster, and you're going to need some type of patch bay. I've already done a video on that too, patch bays and my interface. So that's your cost, guys. You're going to have a big mixer for sure. For sure, the one thing you're going to have is a mixer to handle all your hardware, whether it's drum machines and synthesizers, and then something to record it all to make it easier, or it's just going to be kind of a pain in the ass and probably discouraging, and a patch bay is going to make your life easier on that. So just remember, cables, cable management, and the cost of the extra things that it takes to keep all your gear talking to each other. Let's not forget your MIDI through box even. Like I have a big Erica Sense 8-channel MIDI through box. It takes power, just to send all the signals out to all of my synths that I can control through my MPC. So the MPC goes through the MIDI through box to their locations or sources. Cost and affordability, number 4. cost and affordability. So this has to go a little bit with number 3, the extra cost, cables, mixers. Overall, guys, this is a very expensive feat. And like I said, the cost is there twice for a reason, because it really does play, in my opinion, in what it takes to have just a setup like this. Guys, it's going to cost a lot of money, okay? Even when you have your interfaces and your patch bays, you're going to have space to put all that in racks. So I had my old rack mount here, my old live rack mount that I used for like preamp and power supply for my bass rig. I just took all that out because I'm not on stage anymore, and put all this stuff in there. This is an old rack I have. That thing's 25 years old, guys, and I'm still using it, right? I have my power supply, of course, interface, patch bay. All this stuff costs money. So when you buy a synth, let's say you buy a $200 synth, okay? Well, you're going to need a controller for it if it doesn't have a keyboard built into it. You're going to need the cables, and you're going to need a place for it to go at all times so you can hear it, whether it's headphones, which you're probably going to have with your studio, or a mixer into your interface, into your DAW, and you can hear it that way. So all of these things immediately jump the cost, right? So let's look at the JU06A. I hope I got a good picture for you guys from the secondary camera. The JU06A is cool. You can use it without a keyboard, right? It has all the capabilities to use it just as it is, but the extra keyboard cost $125. So now this whole piece is, $400 piece, over $400. It's on sale now, guys, so go get them. So cost, affordability, guys, that's where we're at. We're going to have to look at that. Keep that in mind, cost and affordability. Is this something for you, or can you direct your money somewhere else in the software area? And we're going to talk about that in just one more second. Number 5. Fifth reason, I think this is a big one. Forget about money. You can bust your ass and work hard for it, and that is the best feeling in the world. 5 is get everything to talk to each other. Okay, so having everything talk to each other, it has to be able to communicate. It's got, MIDI outs, and once you get it all dialed in, you're good to go. But if you start moving things around and resetting things, you can spend a couple hours getting all this stuff to communicate clockwise, communicate MIDI-wise, and then once you have all that down, it's cool, it's all good. But this ties into the getting everything to talk to each other, is the limitations after recording. I'm looking at my notes. Limitations after recording. I actually had somebody comment on an older video, why do you need to bring your sound in after the MPC? Why can't you record everything into the MPC? Well, as you guys know, it's not a stupid question. It's actually a very good one. Is when you bring it into the DAW, I have way more control and calculated control, and just better control, as in better EQs, better compressors, just high-end compressions and EQ in Logic, using my plugins that I've bought outside of Logic, third-party plugins if you want to use that. But once you record a sound into your DAW, it's there. You can only do so much. You can change it EQ-wise. You can compress it. You can double it up. You can do a lot of things. But once it's in there, you can't take the filter off of it. You have to add a filter on a plugin, or you can't change the LFO that you want. It's recorded. It's set in stone. Now, in my opinion, if you've heard me speak before, is the limitations are not just limitations. They're just what you need to get you going. So I like the limitations of my hardware setup. I like having this drum machine that has the sounds that it has, and me going through it and using it and learning it and taking all the sounds out of that and bringing it into my song productions. Same with the Deep Mind, same with the JO06. Great synthesizers. I like the limitations that it comes with. So after all that, we've gone through all 5. I don't want to leave you hanging. Really quick, let's go to the computer, and I want to show you some alternatives that you can start using. All right, guys, so here's the computer. Let's bring it up really quick. Let me show you kind of what I'm talking about. Here's a really cool synthesizer. If I were to go and really start spending money on software products, I would do something like this. I think I got this even for free. Maybe you still can. This was from the Moog company. Here is my Model D. Look at, they're exactly the same, because the Model D is a copy of the Mini Moog. And I'm just using my mouse, but it's a lot of fun. And this is going to allow you to really just learn how a real synthesizer works, instead of having some synth software that doesn't look like a doesn't look like a synthesizer, doesn't work like a synthesizer, and mainly you're just using presets, which is not a bad thing at all. So I would go for something like this if it was me. Let's get rid of this. Let me show you Softtube. If you don't know who Softtube is a great company, in my opinion, one of the best plugin makers out there, in my opinion. I don't use a lot of other software except for Softtube. It allows me to just keep everything in one space, and I don't have to have all these different, like, passwords and all of that. I love Softtube. I use their stuff. Let's go into their latest products. Let's see, products. Let's go with keys and synths. And look, guys, check this out. Check this out. So you can go in here. Here's your Model 2. This is kind of, you got this really great way of looking at your synthesizers. These are just, of course, clones of other synthesizers. This is really just the best way to do it, guys. Check it out. Model 82. So these are from all the different years that synthesis was very popular. Look, guys, this is the way to go. If it was me, I mean, let's go check out the price. $49, $50. So we can easily go and see. Here's a great example of a synth that's more of a modern look. But this is the lead synth that they have. Very simple to use. It's got an awesome sequencer in it, and you can sync all this up to your DAW, no matter what DAW you use, right, guys? Very cool. Let's go ahead and check out. Look, they got a bunch of modulars here from Softtube. They're all just modular, and you're gonna go digital modular at this point. They have a package, look at, of all of their stuff for $300. Here's another one, the Model 77. These are all just recreations of classic synthesizers like the Prophets and Moog synths and the JU06 or the Juno synths, excuse me. But look, I mean, you're going to have all of it right here. You're going to start learning the basic flow and maybe even the experienced flow of synthesizers. Here's their Juno down here. Look at that, 10 and 10. I guarantee you it's a 10 and 10. I don't own this synth. Let's get the cost on it. $80. Look at it. It looks beautiful. It looks just like my JU06 right over here. And at least my clone is from Roland, so it's all good, right? The JU06A is a clone of the Juno series. Super cool synth. I have to do a video separately on that. So, guys, this is the way to do it. If I was to go software, this is how I would do it. I would keep it very simple, and then from there, maybe move on to, some more complicated synth pieces of software applications out there, and integrate that. But for me, if I was going to be trying to do a version of this, make a template in your DAW, set up 5, 6, 7 tracks, have different synths all ready to go, drum machines all ready, everything ready in a template form, and have it ready that way. Well, and now you're asking, well, why don't I do that? It's because I love hardware. I'm going to save that for the next video. Guys, get into your DAW, make a template. If you are interested in starting a hardware setup, I would start with something very simple. The Roland series is very great. I know I'm a Behringer boy, I'm a Behringer bro, but I'm not going to recommend Behringer right now. I think, honestly, I would get something like the JU06A. Guys, that's it for me. Don't forget, if you want to check out my productions, you want to see what I do as a musician, you can look up Long Lost Robots, just like my YouTube channel, on every music platform. Listen to my music. I just uploaded a new song a few months ago. It's really cool. Go check it out. All hardware based. Everything from the Alesis SR16 drums are on there. And I know most people don't care about that stuff, but if you're watching this video, I know you do. I got the JU06, the DeepMind 12. All of it's on there. Super cool song. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Check Softtube out. I mean, I don't get paid by them, but, check them out. They are really good on all their basics, plugins, and, their synthesizer stuff is just second to none. They work with these companies and do like a 1-to-1 or 0-to-1 copy on a lot of their stuff. Anyways, guys, subscribe. It's the only way for a channel like this to grow. I hope you are making some beautiful music. Take care.